Let's welcome Elizabeth Belua with Soul Talk. Hi, Ellie. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
You're looking nice this morning.
Oh, thank
How's
you.
this color called?
This color? Peach?
Peach. Ah, okay. Peach.
Okay.
Right.
I'm very happy today.
Okay, that's good. I love happy people.
I really laughed yesterday.
Okay.
You know.
Laughter is good medicine.
My kids in the house.
Okay.
So they were both arguing.
Okay.
Now it was the little one said is brush before meals.
Okay.
The bigger one said brush after meals.
All right.
So they were both arguing, and one said, no, you brush before meals. The other one said, you brush after meals. That is how to take care of your mouth. That is
Mouth
in the
hygiene.
morning you brush, and in the evening you brush before sleeping. And they were seriously arguing, and I just said that. The one said, no, you brush before meals. And the other one was like, means when I brush my mouth, I eat. The one said, no, you brush after meals. He said, no, how can you eat before you brush your mouth? You brush your mouth before you eat. He said, no, you eat before you brush your mouth. So they were just there arguing, and they were both right. It's just that they didn't know that one is in the morning and the other one is in the evening. They argued until they almost fought. I said, please, you should not fight.
Yeah.
And when I explained it to them, they understood that it was brush in the morning and you brush in the evening. You know, that's very healthy for our teeth. It's good that we brush our mouth in the morning and in the evening. It helps us, you know, after eating every day, we should at least keep our mouths clean.
My mom was brushing every time. I don't know whether it was before or after. My mom, she brushes like every time, like even after eating a meal, she brushes, like seriously.
Is she a medical person?
Yeah, my mom is a retired nurse, and she's just brushing all the time, and I don't really understand. So I was like, have you already eaten, or are you still to eat?
Yeah, sometimes.
So why are you actually brushing now? Tell me the reason.
You know, there are sometimes when you're very tired and lazy to go take that toothbrush. That's why it's
especially at night
to use the mouthwash.
Yeah, for lazy people, we'll just take and put it.
The mouthwash.
Okay.
Anyhow, that was just it. So I want to ask you a very personal question today. So what's your level of education?
My level of education, I have a degree.
Okay, you have a degree. That's good. Have you ever met somebody who has a PhD?
Of course, many.
Have you ever met a professor?
Of course.
So how did you appreciate their level of education?
Yeah, I love associating with such people because I had a dream of having a PhD by 27. So I'm always attracted to people who have PhDs, and I love to have interactions with them.
Why are you attracted to them? Is it just having the certificate that I have a PhD?
No, they have some. They always have things to say. It's good to learn from them, from their experience, from their learnings and all that. So they always have good things to say. You learn from them.
So that means educated people have so much for you to learn.
Yeah, of course.
And people who are not educated,
they also have. You can learn some other things from them as well.
Now, will you associate more with people who are educated or people who are not educated?
I literally associate with everybody, but I might have a lot more to talk about with people who are educated.
Because they have a lot of experience.
Yeah, and probably we align in our conversations. We say things out. We are interested in the same topics and probably the same things, because those are also my interests.
Okay, that's good. That means you have a wonderful notion about being educated.
Okay.
You know, there's one thing that we should all know. You see these certificates that we carry around. My degree, advanced level, ordinary level, PhD, master's degree, is just a piece of paper.
Okay.
You know, our real education is seen in our behavior.
Okay.
That is why there's some educated. Have you ever met somebody that the person says, I'm a doctor, and you ask yourself, is this man really a doctor? Now the person portrays a character that it's questionable. That's the irony about us learning, because we just go, we just learn. There are some values in education that you have to know. There are people who have the degree, and the way they speak to others, you ask yourself, was this person educated? Did this person do ethics and morals? You don't have any they say manners of approach. You speak to people anyhow because you have a degree. That's just a piece of paper. That is what we should know, that there are times when you need to put your certificate aside and talk to people with some morals. It is because that person is not educated does not make that person less than a human. It's still a human. So we should know how to address people despite us being educated. Because people value you, not because of your certificate, but the way you present yourself.
Okay.
There are people that when they speak, you think that this person has a PhD. But maybe the person just has the first school living certificate. But the person has inculcated that morals, that value of talking to people with respect, understanding individual differences. Most of our youths today that come out with the degree, the masters, the PhD, the way I see them portray themselves, I'm like, I'm not sure if that education passed through you. You know, I had one of my teachers, he said that students of now, we go through education. Education does not go through us. He said, because when we leave the school and we come to the job market, the way you present yourself, it's very bad.
You know, I think it's a matter of, learning there are certain things that we really don't learn in school, right? You don't go to school, there's no class called humility class. Or let's say today we are learning about how to be humble. Those are things that you learn in society, and then there's a tendency that when people attain a certain level of education, I mean, they feel like they are on top of the world.
Yeah,
that's the cause of that bad attitude. We said yesterday that the only disability in life is a bad attitude, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And so I think that's the reason. Some people just feel like they are the only ones from their tribe that has had a PhD.
And so what?
And then they just look down on people and all that. So I think that's a very good issue you brought up this morning, that at the end of the day, your character
the
matters.
way
you interact with people,
yes,
the way you talk to people matters a lot. Because even if you have a PhD, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with you if I find out that you're arrogant, right? If you're arrogant, who wants to talk to somebody who is arrogant?
You see people with master's degree and they tell you that, okay, you have a master's, come have a job, come and be a cleaner. And you say, me, with my master's, please, do you know the cost of masters in Cameroon? Please, do you know? You start asking questions. That means that education did not go through you.
Yeah, but seriously.
No, see, it's just that we like minimize our potential.
No, the truth is that, let me tell you, in that situation, right? If somebody who has a master's, you see a position, right? And you feel like you can do a cleaning job, go and do it. But for you to see you have a master, come and do a cleaning job, it's like you're insulting that person. Right?
No. The thing is, you can't see.
How can you can see someone say, come and do a cleaning job where you have a master? Allow the person to make the decision.
Let me tell you something that is
the manner of approach also matters.
Let me tell you something that is very funny. I have an aunt. She was a cleaner at the Kumba City Council. She's a trained teacher. She was a cleaner there. She gets up, she comes, she cleans the whole office. But there were people in positions who don't have her level of education. Now there was a day that the inspector, I don't know who came, and he was doing auditing. Now she was a cleaner, she cleaned and she sat down. So they asked that, who are you? She says, I'm a cleaner. And the man was talking to her. Now the way she spoke, the way she presented herself, the man had to go back and ask that, what's the level of education of that cleaner? That is how she left from being a cleaner to, they say, chef, is it chef de bureau? Okay. That is how she just left.
And that's good. But how many times do those kind of stories happen?
No, it don't.
No, what I'm saying that it is not bad for a master's. To do a master's is hard. You have to undergo research. You're reading every day. It should be someone's personal decision, right? You say, okay, if there's this position, I don't mind being a cleaner because probably you know where you go. But you don't come and say you have a PhD, come and be a cleaner, or you have a master's.
The thing is, PhD, when you have a PhD, you should not look for a job.
Okay, you create job. Even
yes,
masters,
PhD,
you create a job.
That is why they say doctor of physics.
Yes.
You must be able to defend that title.
Yeah.
Now, so that is it. I believe that when we have that my main issue is the way educated people talk in the society.
No, that's right.
The way we present ourselves in the society, because I've seen so many of us, especially ladies, you have a master's degree and you see this guy, hello, good morning, what? Who are you? You start asking, this one who has just first school, and you are greeting me.
Oh, even greetings, is
No,
not
there
allowed.
are people. I'm telling you, there are people who don't associate with people who are not up to their class. They have done that stratification.
Okay.
Like when you talk, and there are sometimes when you don't understand something, the person who is not educated may have the idea that you need.
No, I just can come from anywhere.
Yes.
You know, I just come from anywhere.
So
Inspiration, you never know.
inspiration come on. So let us know how to interact. Put aside that piece of paper. And know how to interact with people, be it people of your class or people who are not of your class. Know how to interact with them, because everybody counts in the society. Because I can stand here and I saw something on Facebook now where like you're here and here. Now they wrote a number 9. From my point of view is number 9.
Different perspective.
From your point of view is number
6. Yeah.
And they say 2 people were arguing, but they are both correct. But they were seeing it from different perspectives.
Okay.
And that is how we should live our lives. It's good to have the certificate. It's good to be addressed as Dr. Mrs., Dr. Mr. It's good to, but please let us know how to interact with people. It is not all the time when they ask you that, hello, what is your? I had this uncle of mine. Hello, what is your? If you don't call him Dr. Mr., he doesn't answer. You must say Dr. Mr. Yes. You address him, say, address me as doctor. I spent time to get it. I have the knowledge, I have the wisdom. I'm like, okay. You see, that was just it. You know, just with what he's saying, he might be saying it just for saying sake, but he's pushing somebody away. He doesn't know that me, that I don't have this, my doctor, so let me just come and sit down. So you see, that's it.
All right, that's interesting, and it's true, you know. So it's just a message out there for people to humble themselves, interact because you can learn from anybody,
and especially
you can learn
us
from
women.
everybody. You know, stories can inspire you and help you to understand a certain aspect in your community, and then you can start a business even as a PhD holder or a master's degree holder, or even as a degree holder. You know, and I'm so happy that you really brought that up, because I think a couple of years ago when I graduated from university and I came home, I used to have a lot of young children. I've just grown up with a lot of children, so I'm very used to children and I love hanging out with children. And then this girl, she said I look like someone who just left school from 3, because I was too humble in her opinion. Like, and she was literally arguing with somebody who told her had a degree, and she was like, no, that girl, no, she doesn't. She's a house hop. because I'm always hanging out with children and we are discussing, and I love children, so I love hanging out with children. And also I really get it. Imagine that kind of person with a degree.
Oh my God.
What do you want to show? Every year about 5,000 students graduate from the University of Boya only, forgetting about the other universities. And then what is a degree now? What do you want to show? You want to carry the whole world in your hand, on your head, that you've had a degree.
Women, you're like,
and so it's
this guy
important.
wants to get married. You, excuse me, what's your level of education, please? I just left from 5. Do you know how educated I am? Should we engage ourselves in a conversation? You know, I had one of my friends, she said that she can't get married to a man who is below her standards because they will not be able to communicate. I said, what? I said, it depends on your notion of communication. It depends on how you see communication. I said, because if you see communication the way I see it, I don't see how you're not be able to communicate.
No, you know, that issue is also one thing in society. You can get married to any man, but the most important, men also have their issues. A lot of men are insecure. By the time you guys get married, you want to pursue something in your career, probably go over to Harvard Masters. Hey, no, I don't want to have a book. You can't talk grammar fast. So men have their own issues. Forget about those things. Men, they are the highest insecure people when it comes to that. A lot of them. So you need, for a woman who is educated, you need a man who is secure, even if he has.
No, the thing is, you say men are insecure. That's when the man feels threatened.
Yeah, they become threatened, right?
There's a behavior that you will put that makes a man being threatened.
No, even without even knowing, as soon as a man hears that this girl has a PhD or they run away. I'm telling you,
See, one of my lecturers, Dr. Elizabeth,
Very few of them are
she
confident
told me
enough
that
to stay.
a man who gets married to an educated woman is like a snake. Then we asked her, Madam, why? She said that you see a snake, that when it's there, you can be here, it doesn't move. But
Once I come
immediately
closer.
you come closer to it, it feels threatening. That's how men are. That if you don't do something, it's not threatening. And I told the madam that nobody can sit beside the snake, that people do it. That keep a snake here, sit here. As long as it's there and it doesn't feel threatening, you don't do anything to it, that it will never react. Most of the women who are educated, they threaten their men in some way.
Threaten them how?
Like, you get up in the morning, you know that as a wife, you have to prepare food for your husband. Your class is by 7 a.m. Get up by 5 a.m. You don't get up by 6:45 and tell your husband, oh husband, please, I'm late for my class. The egg is there, bread is there, just make tea. The man starts feeling threatened.
All right, so now we are going to gender roles. Who said that it was a woman that has to prepare food in the house? Who said that it was a woman that is supposed to prepare food in the house? I believe that every home has its own dynamic. As a man, if you have a wife who is a university lecturer, and then probably you are not doing something much, so you expect the woman, you have to balance. Every house is unique. Do not compare with any other person. So we are going now to gender roles, you know.
No, that's how men feel threatened. You have to wash his clothes, and you say no, I'll not do that. Nah.
So who said that it's the woman that has to wash your man's clothes?
Of course, the woman.
Who said it?
Men can do that.
Just
sometimes.
so that it's our own African.
Yeah, it's the African way.
But so if your wife is the breadwinner of the family, so the wife has to get up and wash the clothes and cook the food.
It's not as if she has to do it like a daily routine.
I mean, if you said she's the one, means it's a daily routine.
No, let her just do it. You know, women, if you have, that's why we have modern tools. If you have a refrigerator, there are husbands that don't eat food prepared by the maid. You prepare your husband's food, put it in the fridge. Tell him that this is how things are going to be. Talk to him in a very calm manner. He will understand no man is an animal. Speak to him like the man. And when you do that, you just keep the food, and he knows that his food is there. When it's time, you like prepare the food, remove it, and that's all. Life continues.
A lot of things need to really change seriously in Africa. I remember one of my fathers here. He went to his son got married to a white lady, and then he went to travel abroad and saw the way things were happening. He was like, "What? You've become a slave to this woman."
No, I also was that's AY. I think 30 days. 30 days in Atlanta. That it's a film, and the man was like, "Oga, uncle, in Africa, this thing does not happen. In America, you're the one cleaning the house."
And you know, the most interesting thing is that these same men, our young guys who live here and go to the United States and get married to African ladies, they go to they are nannies, they take care of their children, they cook for their wives. Seriously, they do all the things that they don't do here. Why do they do it there and they don't do it here? So, you know, at the end of the day, we blame it on our forefathers. Okay. They have set the pace and we are following. All right, Ellie, thank you. It was really interesting this morning. Thank you so much. And we are wrapping the program as always.
I hope you'll not see somebody one day and say, please, I have a degree. What's your level of education before you talk to me?
Very interesting. No, I don't really carry my degree on my head.
Yeah.
When I move around, because I mean there's still masters and there's PhD. If I had a PhD, maybe, but
no, you carried on your head. Okay, Doctor Mrs.
Yeah, I said Doctor. Please, point of correction. Can you do it again? Pronounce the name again.
Doctor Mrs.
Thank you, Eli. All right, thank you so much.